It is mid-April, almost May, and it is ice storming outside. It's supposed to be that, I guess. Ice storming outside. Wow. Hello, everybody. It's me, Omega. I'm back with a video about how to study for exams part 2. So last semester I did one. It was pretty basic. It was more about like the key to success when it comes to exams, which I said was rest. Make sure you have a lot of rest. So for this video I'm going to focus more about actual tips and tricks that you can do, because the last one, I don't know, if I were not me and I were watching like that video, I'd have been like, okay, but like what can I actually do to study properly so I can pass my exams? And so I figured rather than taking it down, I decided to just do part 2. So, without any further ado, we're gonna get into the video. Side note, it's my exam hair. I don't know if you like it. Thank you. Not, well then, I don't care, because it is what it is. It's not changing. At one point, I decided that I do not want to deal with my hair. Like, I don't want, like, it's a struggle waking up every day, having to moisturize your hair every day, having to make sure that the ends don't get like too dry or get too damaged. So like I twisted it. In the beginning it didn't look that great, but like now it's not too bad. Now it's tolerable. It's tolerable. The only thing I'm concerned about is how I would wear this to church. But I don't gotta worry about that right now. So yeah. Without any further ado, we're gonna get into the video. Number 1, for exams, one study technique that I use is repetition. So but the key, like for that, I would say make sure that you're repeating things out loud. So essentially what I would do is say, you know, like the 1960s was an era of protest. Students were the center of many actions and movements. They affected a lot of social change, and as a result of the Cold War, blah, 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 right? So you have your information there. And then you say it again. The 1960s was an era of protest. Students were the center of action, of many actions and movements. They affected a lot of social change. You do it again. The 1960s was an era of protest. Students were the center of many actions and movements. They affected a lot of social change. You put it down and then you repeat it out loud as if you're teaching someone. So the 1960s was an era of protest. Students were the center of many actions and movements, and they were a big, what's the word? They affected a lot of like stuff like that, and then you just keep doing it over and over and over and over and over again, and eventually it gets stuck in your head. I definitely recommend that you do it out loud, because if you do it in your head, some people believe that if the only reason why it would work to say it in your head is because when it comes to the exam, you're not going to be saying it out loud. You're going to have to know it like in your head. But like that's not. I don't support that fact. I think that if you say it out loud, it helps better to actually speak it. There's power in your words. Yeah. Okay. Trick number 2. Tip. Writing it out. So, for example, throughout the entire semester, I wrote out all my notes in class. Some people take take notes on their laptop. I find it better to write it out. I wrote out everything. At one point I used to do it on like line paper, but then I ran out of line paper one day, and I had just come from music class, and so I used manuscript paper. And surprisingly, I actually like manuscript paper better because you can actually get a lot more written down on manuscript paper than line paper, but that's not the topic of discussion. But like, that's essentially what I did. And so now that and like I have like all of these. Why are they folded up, you may wonder? It's because now the only reason why I put it on loose leaf paper is because during exam season I would copy them into my notes, like into my actual notebook, and that would help, because when you write it out, it does help better than to type it, because you're thinking about the words that you're writing, so you're kind of somewhat digesting it and retaining it, and then on top of that you now have the physical thing in front of you. Again, it's like you're relearning, but not necessarily relearning because you already learned it, so it's almost like it's almost like a review while you're studying, you know? Yeah. Another way to study for this exam season, mind maps. I had a lot of mind maps last semester, but I threw them out because I no longer needed them. But like, they're very helpful. Like, I'm the type of person that likes to see things. Like, I'm a visual person, so actually like drawing it out and like making the connections, it's also like an extension of writing out your notes, rewriting your notes, and I think that that's very helpful too. So if you like to draw, you could even like draw scenarios of like what you need to know. If you're in science, you can draw like molecules and atoms, and it should work. Then there's teaching someone. So that kind of falls under the same category of speaking it, not necessarily, and kind of like repetition. So like, I would call it regurgitation, you know? Actually I would recommend it to be someone that's actually in your class, because you don't want to inconvenience anyone that isn't learning the same thing as you, and like they're taking time out of their study schedule so that you can tell them about something that they don't need to know. I would recommend it be someone that is in the same class as you, and almost like teach each other, you know, and wherever you mess up, then they'll help you fix that, and then you're like bouncing off of each other and helping each other, and that works too. Sometimes when you teach someone that, I would say like a family member who is not, you know, who's interested in learning, you know, if you talk to them and you try and teach them and they have questions, that could help, because then you're forced to like expand on your knowledge, and that could come in a bonus for you for studying. Study groups are good too. They help you to not necessarily challenge yourself, but you can challenge others while other people challenge you, you know. And you can also, if you missed anything in the class, then like they can be there to help you and give you that information that you missed, and then when you go home now to your own private studying, then you can implement that into your study schedule to remember those things that you learned. I haven't left the house since last Tuesday. Since last Monday. I need fresh air. Another thing that may help is audio. Okay, because like there are different, I don't want to give you like tips and tricks that only work for me, because what works for me may not work for you. But like So what does not work for me is audio, but it may work for you. So actually recording yourself and then playing it over in your head, it works for me sometimes, but I have to be really diligent in playing it over and focused on what I'm listening to, because oftentimes like I listen to music 24/7, like not necessarily 24/7, that's a bit extra, but like very often I listen to music a lot, and so it gets to a point where I stop listening to the music because it's just comfort, but it's still playing, and I just keep it there just to be there, but I'm really not paying attention to it. But if you're able to do that and actually pay attention and focus, then like it could help you, like recording yourself and the material that you need to know, and then playing it back in over speakers, in earbuds. Like if it works for you, then by all means, that, like, try it. If you've never tried it before, then try it. It doesn't work for me because I daydream a lot, but if you think that that could work for you, then you can try that too. So that's everything. That's all I have for you today. Hopefully I was able to help a little bit. Just a little bit, I hope. And I wish you all the best on your exams. This is a bit late, this video, but what's done is done. I can't change anything. So yeah. So I myself have to get back to studying. I have 15 minutes until my study break is over, so I have to get something to eat. Gotta get some munchies. Gotta get some munchies. It's low-key just chicken nuggets and short. But anyways, I hope you guys do well on your exams. This has been fun. Let's do it again. Okay. Bye. Ciao for now.